Welcome everybody to another daily vlog, a vlog that happens daily, sometimes from inside of my truck. I'm not going to always be inside my truck today, but for most of the day it looks like that's what's going to happen because they had to reschedule my load for tonight at 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm 5 hours late to my delivery. 5 hours. It took so long yesterday to get loaded that by the time I left, I was only allowed to drive for 3 hours and I was almost 500 miles away. My truck is not a TARDIS. I just can't do it. I can't. So anyway, I got here. I'm about 9 miles away from where I need to be, but there's no truck stops here in the portion of North Carolina where I'm at. So I found a very, very tiny Walmart that does not allow trucks on their property, but just off of their property, there is a field. I was a little bit nervous about pulling into the field thinking that my tires may sink and I may get stuck. But I did it anyway. I live in Florida. I'm used to driving in sand and not getting stuck. I used to drive local a long time ago, tractor trailer, and and if they're building a golf course or something like that, I would have to haul butt and go through the sand as fast as I could not to get stuck. So I'm pretty used to driving in sand over the years. So I was confident. I was confident that I would not get stuck, and it worked. I'm parked in a field adjacent to a very, very small Walmart. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for parking here, but it does look like a perfect place to go out and play with my drone a little bit. I know the last 3 days, at least 2 of the videos in the last 3 days have been drone related or had drone footage. I'm not going to constantly do it. Trust me, it's just a new toy, so sometimes I have to talk about the new toys. Not like the Pandorian Banshee that I got. Though he may occur in a couple videos, I'm not sure yet. But I'm gonna try and make this the last video where I talk about Shed product, not the Banshee, but the DJI Spark. This is probably gonna be the last video I talk about it. I just need to answer some questions that have been posted on other videos from the day I purchased the drone and the very first flight, where I didn't read any instructions, just kind of wanted to find out what it was like out of the box for somebody new that's never flown a drone before. I was going from it at that aspect. I was pretending I've never flown a drone before to see how easy something like the DJI Spark could be. And it was pretty amazing. Today I'm going to do a test with it though, so since I don't have really nothing to vlog, I'm not going to take you guys inside. I really don't go inside Walmarts. So since I'm not going to go inside Walmart and put the camera in the shop and buggy and do those type of videos, which might be fun, but I'm not going to do that. And there's really nothing around here to vlog. I figured, and since I do a daily vlog, I need to put something up. So an experiment it is going to be. Now, like I said, there is a couple questions I wanted to answer that were asked to me in other vlogs from people that are purchasing it or thinking about purchasing the DJI Spark. What are my thoughts on it compared to the Phantoms and stuff like that? One question was, do you need an FAA number? Now what you do, usually the way it's been in the past, the FAA would have you go to their website when you purchase a drone. You would go to their website, go to the unmanned aircraft section of the FAA's website, and you would register your drone. You'd type in all the registration information, pay $3 or $5 or however much it was, and you'd get a number like this. I have an FAA number, and one number is good for numerous drones. You can have 10 drones and use the same FAA number. So that was the rule once the government started cracking down on drones, that you had to have this number. Now I have to check up on this, but I was just notified from one of my followers here on YouTube that just, I believe, purchased a Spark and also found 2 extra batteries for $59 or $49 or something. Great job, by the way. I would like to get at least 2 extra batteries. You know, I have 2 batteries, but on this thing over here, if I could find it, I'll plug it here for a second. There's actually on this charger, there's a slot for 1, 2, 3 batteries. Plus, you could have one in the drone. So I only have 2 batteries. I would like to get 2 more. One, so this doesn't look so stupid with just 2 on it. But I'd also like to keep 1 in my drone. So I'm going to be on the lookout too. But one of my followers was telling me, oh, the laws changed again. Now you do not need an FAA number for recreational use. Now, it's still the same. You need a number if you're going to sell images. You know, so if you're going to sell images or video or do it commercially, you still need that FAA number. Now, because I have sold images taken from drones, also with cameras in my Google Glass, because sometimes I'll have my images printed on cotton canvas, and I have a website where I sell that stuff. I'm assuming I still need my FAA number, so I'm assuming. But the laws change constantly, so you never know what they're doing with the drone laws. I guess you just have to constantly keep up on it, which I don't. I just go for the most drastic measures, and if they get lenient, what the heck, you know, at least I did it when it was more strict, and I should always be covered. So that being said, I would recommend getting the numbers, because you never know. You never know what it's going to change. Go for the most drastic. Go, you know. You can fly it recreational, no problem. But if you're ever plan on selling photos or something like that, or working, doing people's property, maybe someone will want to pay you, hey, you know, I'll give you $25 if you do an aerial footage of my house, you know, fly over my house and take a picture, or my property or something like that, and I'll give you $25. That's paid, so you need that number, I'm assuming. Text messages. So yeah, go ahead and get it, because you never know. And plus, if you use footage on YouTube does pay you money. I mean, you get paid for views and thumbs ups and thumbs downs and stuff. So I don't know if that's considered. I don't know what that's considered. So get the FAA number. It's not that big of a deal. Somebody else. In Connecticut, my partner, Roxanne Riskin, is debating on getting one, and I think she's going to get it, which is going to be great, especially in Connecticut, because she's right on the coast. She'll be able, she already has a gimbal, kind of like the one you guys are on, and so she could shoot some video on the beach, and then taking the drone out over the ocean and getting some beautiful video and stuff like that. So this question, or this is for her: should she get one? Is it as easy as YouTube videos make it? Yeah, it's pretty easy. But I'm telling you now, spend the extra $200, get the Fly More package. You know, the $4.99 where you can control by your hand is great, but it's limited. You're very limited. Even though you can control it with your cell phone, you're still limited to the Wi-Fi signal. So if you get the drone, get the bigger, the Fly More package, because not only that, you get this awesome controller. And you're probably going, Rick, what's this in the middle? What is that? What is that in the middle of here? It's that little adapter that comes pretty much with every modern day phone. So when you unbox your phone, and usually the stuff you leave in there, this is one of the things you leave in there always. If I can figure out which direction, let's go here. I'm assuming this is it. Yes, got it back in. This is usually one of the things I leave in the boxes. I got like 7 of these. I got an iOS one. I got like 4 or 5 Android ones. I never throw these things away. They do come in handy. One reason for people that are thinking about getting this drone. Now, I have multiple phones and different operating systems. I have an iOS, an iPhone S7 Plus, or whatever that one is up there. I have a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. I'm recording this on a Samsung S7 Edge. I got a Nexus 6 Motorola. I got an LG Nexus 4, Nexus 7 tablet. I got. Oh, that was a Windows tablet. Where's my Nexus tablet's in there? I got a lot of devices. The products that DJI makes actually work really well with iOS devices. I don't know why. The only thing I can figure is iOS never changes. Their phones have been the same for 8 generations. The hardware's basically been the same. Just little incremental upgrades within the software. So nothing's really changed. Nothing innovations really within the iPhone. So it's easy for app developers and stuff to create for, because nothing really changes. It's always the same. Every year people rush to the store to buy the same phone they already have in their hand. I don't know why. Android is a totally different beast. There are numerous Android devices, numerous different OEMs. So it's a little bit harder for an app developer or a company to create for just one specific device when there's so many devices out there, and there's so many different versions of Android, you know, from Marshmallow to Nougat to now Oreo and back to Jelly Bean and all the way back. There's so many different variations of Android. Not every device, not everybody updates to the newest software. Nexus devices and Pixels, yeah, because Google pushes that out. But Samsung and companies and HTC and LG and stuff like that may be running, you know, one operating system behind, or one update behind. So it's really hard for app developers to do that. Now, in some of the videos I've been watching and some of the comments I've been getting on my other videos, people have been saying, yeah, we've been hearing that the DJI Spark does not work well with the Samsung, like the S7 Edge or the 8 or the 8 Plus. True, it is true. I have, actually with the S7 Edge, I have a lot of issues either with my gimbals, and it's all within the application. The application is not formatted for these curved screens or something. It is updated now. The original DJI Go app is updated, so it does work on these, but every time there's an update, something screws up. That's why you keep this right here, because what you can do with this, if I can plug it into the bottom of the controller, plug your cable in, plug it, I know I just had a phone. Here, let's pretend this, well, no, this will work. Okay, you plug the other end into the bottom of your phone, then you mount it in the holder here, and it's a direct line, so you're not searching for that Wi-Fi signal. The phone just direct connects to it, and it mirrors what the camera sees. So you can bypass all that stuff. So Android does work well as long as you use the dongle that comes in your phone case or in your phone box, and you really don't need to purchase anything because everybody has a ton of these cables. So you can do it. Now iOS connecting to the Wi-Fi, no issues. The only problem I have when I fly this with my iPhone, I do most of my editing on my Android devices. So getting the footage from, you know, that I shoot, reconnecting, then I have to reconnect my Android device via cable on the controller, connect to the drone. There's like 3 more steps rather than just downloading. You know, if I'm gonna edit on my iPhone, yeah, I can download the video and everything stores on the iPhone, but I don't like doing that with the iPhone. I like doing it on my Android devices. So this is the only way I found it's much better for video editing. All right, everybody. So if there's any questions out there, feel free to ask. I'm thinking about doing one more video after this, maybe this week, a live. So if you have any questions, you could type in and talk to me, and I'll answer any questions you have. But at the moment, I'm thinking to end today's daily vlog, I want to do a little test. Now, with the DJI Phantom 3 in particular, because that's what's in the bag over here, what I normally fly with. If I'm out flying and I hit the return to home button, the drone comes home, and it's supposed to land right in the general area where it took off from. Now on the Phantom, it comes back and it'll land within like a 5 or 6 foot radius of where it took off from. But I heard with like the Mavic and the Spark, it pretty much will land. If you could put a dime down, and it will come back home and land pretty much on that dime, or really close to it, not feet away. It should land. So if I took off from this box and I'm a mile away, it should come back home at, like, I have it set at 200 feet. So it'll come home at 200 feet and come down and land directly where it took off from. So I'm going to test that out, but I'm not going to test it out with this box. I'm going to test it out with the Universal Studios caretaker hat. You remember back in the caretaker days during Halloween Horror Nights when the caretaker was in charge that one season? I forget what year that was, but I have an original caretaker hat from Universal Studios. I'm going to set that out and launch from it. It's a top hat, not as tall as like what Abraham Lincoln would wear, but it's pretty big. So let's go outside, launch from it, and see how close it lands. Let's go. Okay, I am out here ready to go. Got the DJI app going, connected via cable, so I don't have to mess with the Wi-Fi too much. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm sorry about my reefer, it's still running. I'm gonna fly up in the air 50 feet or so, maybe fly out 100 yards, and then I'm gonna hit return to home. And we're gonna see if it lands from this very spot without any controls. I'm not gonna control it whatsoever. Whoa, it's recording. My gimbal was messing up, but it's still recording. All right, so there it is. That's my hat, and that's my drone. Let's take off. It is a little bit windy. It flew way far away from me, and it's within 3 feet of us. So, let's, 1 second. All right, the controller is not working for some reason. So I'll just fly it normal. Okay, I'll fly it normal. Now it is windy. It's very, very windy. But it does, even though as windy as it does seem to be fairly stable. All right, so I'm out there a little way. So what I'm gonna do, now when it took off from the spot, it did actually fly over about 3 feet because the wind pushed it. So I'm not exactly sure if it's gonna land right where it took off from. So let's find out. Return to home. Okay, that's not where I took off from. Let's try something else. Okay, we're gonna try it again. So let's take off. So the home point has been updated. Let's fly out. Okay, I'm pretty far away. Let's return to home. Oh, we got to go out further. So let's go out here. Okay, so we're pretty far away now. Let's return to home.
Landing.
No, it's cancel.
Stop landing.
It's not doing it. I may need to try this with an iOS device because it is just not working at the moment. It is not working. Some reason. Wow. Definitely not what I expected at all from the videos that I've seen. So fail. That I'm not gonna lie. I love the drone. Hold on, let me plug this in here real fast. I think it has to do with Samsung devices, because I'm gonna actually try it again later using the iOS device and see if I come up with a different result. Because if I'm using just a phone, because for some reason, even still, I could not use this controller with Android. For some reason, when an Android device is connected to the controller does not work. iOS, it does work. Now I can fly it with an Android phone by holding the Android phone and flying it, but you can't use the controller with an Android phone. You can fly it. That's weird. I find that odd. So the drone works with the phone by controlling it, but the controller does not work with an Android phone. But it does work well when you snap an iOS device in it. So if you want to use the controller, you pretty much have to have an Apple product, which kind of sucks. Hopefully DJI fixes that issue eventually. But if I'm able to use the controller and the home point has been set, it should feasibly take off and land in the same spot. It doesn't do that with the phone. If you say come home, it just lands, which it shouldn't do. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. That's why I'm testing everything out right now. I need to learn. It's a learning process, and especially because I really don't read instructions. All right, everybody. Sorry about this babbling on. This should be the last video about this drone. For now. Is it worth getting? Yeah. For the price, definitely. Just practice a lot. That's what I'm doing. Practicing. It's small, inexpensive, takes good video, which I'm not going to incorporate any video today. And especially if you're an iOS user. It just seems with Android, with so many variations, you know, and not so, and with the companies like Samsung staying on Marshmallow and not upgrading to Oreo probably for a year or two, or if they ever do. It just seems like app creators can't. It just doesn't work with every one. Now, I think I'm running. No, I'm running Oreo on my Nexus. Maybe my HTC One, which is running Marshmallow, I think. I'm going to try it with that. Maybe it'll work with an older operating system. We'll have to see. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I love you all. Until the next one, peace, everybody.